High School Television presents high school football. Tonight, from Lafayette Senior High School, it's the Lafayette Generals versus the Tates Creek Commodores. Your announcers for the game, Dick Simpson and Stan Levitt.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to high school football here on Channel 13. I'm Dick Simpson, along with Stan Levitt, and tonight we're greeting you from Ishmael Stadium on the campus of Lafayette Senior High School, where tonight we'll have district game number 2, the Tates Creek Commodores taking on the Lafayette Generals. Tates Creek comes into tonight's game with a record of 3-1, while Lafayette comes in with a record of 2-2. And Stan Levitt, as we can see on our screen, the students are out in mass and on the field. They're very vocal, they're very supportive, typical of a Lafayette Tates Creek showdown. I believe the fans are pumped up, and whenever Tates Creek and Lafayette get together, fireworks always seem to occur, and I'm expecting much the same tonight.
Well, that's certainly true, Dick. Of course, we're in district play now, and so Lafayette and Tates Creek, they can either one ill afford to lose this football game. So I expect a real good football game tonight, Dick, between these two. Both teams are well coached, and with the enthusiasm we've got here at Ishmael Stadium, we ought to see a dandy.
As we said, Tates Creek comes into tonight's game with a record of 3-1. They opened the season with a loss to Madison Central, 20-14, but since then they have played outstanding football. They defeated Belfry, coming from behind to win 26-20, and in the last 2 weeks have looked very impressive in knocking off Clark County, 26-15, and Kaywood, another come-from-behind win, 27-14. Lafayette, on the other hand, has been an up-and-down team all year. They opened the season with a loss to Boyd County, 25-6, even though the score was does not really indicate the closeness of that game. Then they came back and defeated Shelby County, 14-9, and then their biggest win of the year, defeated a good Corbin squad, 21-7 at Corbin. And then last week, lost to Madison Central, 14-10. So Lafayette has been up and down, while Tates Creek is on a roll at the moment. But when Lafayette and Tates Creek get together, you can throw the records right out of the book. They have played some memorable games down through the years. And the stage is set, I believe, the atmosphere for another tremendous game. Lafayette has held Tates Creek's number for the last 2 years, and there are a bunch of seniors on Tates Creek's side of the field that won a victory here tonight. Stan, it's almost the same type of situation we saw about 3 weeks ago when the Bryan Station seniors play with a lot of emotion in knocking off the Henry Clay Blue Devils after having suffered 2 consecutive defeats.
Well, Dick, you know, the last couple of years, Lafayette has come into this game with an outstanding football team. Tonight, though, I don't see that. They have an outstanding team, but so does Tates Creek. This is about the evenly most matched. Both these clubs are very even, and you can see on your screen, here comes Lafayette. Tates Creek has already entered the football field. Dick, we want to talk about Scott Eder for Tates Creek. He can make things happen.
That's right, Stan. Some of the personnel that will probably shine in tonight's game. You mentioned him right now. Let's start with Tates Creek. The quarterback, Scott Eder, leading the city in passing. And Stan, from all reports and from all the talk you hear, Scott Eder is one of the finest quarterbacks to come into Lexington in a long, long time. He's only a junior. He's thrown already in only 4 games for over 700 yards, 63% completion percentage. And we've seen him since junior high school. It does not surprise us. Also for Tates Creek, they have an outstanding tailback in Tim Jones, who rushed for 200 yards in his last game last week against Kaywood. So they got a good 1-2 punch. They got a good passing game and a good running game. On Lafayette's side of the field, the first person you speak of when you speak of Lafayette this year is Vic Johnson, their talented wingback. He can do it all for Lafayette. He can catch, he can run, he can even throw the football, and he's a standout on defense. Both teams loaded with outstanding talent. These fans are really pumped up for this game. There is a great atmosphere here tonight as we have the second district game of the year, the first one for these teams, and the winner here gets a leg up on the race for the district title, and plus a lot of pride involved. But a lot of outstanding players on both fields, and it's really going to be exciting to see them perform here tonight. It looks like that Tates Creek will kick off as Lafayette will be back to receive the opening kickoff and to carry you through the first half. Stan Lovett.
Okay, Dick, and thank you very much. We're all set for football as we're going to tee the football up. This is John Bates teeing it up. They'll be moving right to left on your television screen. John Bates will tow it up, and he's a fine kicker, has a fine leg. Down deep for Lafayette will be Vic Johnson, number 9. He can really take it and go all the way, along with number 3. That's Antwayne George. And the other side is number 34 for the Lafayette Generals, Johnny Robinson. All three of these deep backs can take it all the way anytime they get their hands on the football, Dick. So here we go. The crowd is set. We're all set for football action. John Bates will kick off for the Tates Creek Commodores. Here he comes. It's a low squibber. Maybe on purpose. It should go out of bounds. Does go out of bounds in the vicinity of the 35-yard line.
Stan, a good moment to bring up the officials calling tonight's game. The referee will be Harry Thompson. The umpire, Roger Hill. The head linesman, Chinko Garcia. The field judge, Steve Johnson. And the back judge, Barry Tompkins.
Andy Bischoff gets the choice, so they will kick it this time 5 yards further back, about the 35-yard line, where John Bates will tee the football up there. Illegal procedure is the call, so Tates Creek will kick again on their own 35-yard line as Lafayette huddles on their 50-yard line. So deep men are still the same. Robinson, now they shift back to number 35 for Lafayette, and that is Danny Serval, as he is the deep man, or rather the inside man, standing on the 35-yard line. Thinking Tates Creek might squib this one again. Coach Walton is known for surprises. We may see a lot of surprises tonight. Another squib kick that bounces and will be picked up by George, I think. And Antwayne George comes up to the 30, 40, may break one, to the 50, to the 45, down to the 40-yard line where he steps up on the last second play there by Tates Creek, or he could have gone all the way, Dick. He had this wide side of the football field, almost took it all the way.
That's right. The squib kick backfired on Tates Creek, and Antwayne George knows exactly what to do with it with a little daylight, and there was a little wall there in front of the Lafayette side of the field. And Antwayne George took advantage. And Lafayette gets the first break of the game. Good field position at the Tates Creek 42-yard line.
Andy Bischoff, the center, comes over the football. They'll line up tight ends to this side. This will be number 16. That's John Devney, tight end. They go to a split backfield. Here's the ball coming off to George. George comes crashing up for a couple of yards. And George picks up past the 40 to inside the 40 to the 36-yard line.
Brought down by number 77, Todd Hall, 6 foot, 245-pound senior. Gain of about 3.
Call it second down and 7 yards to go as we get Jesse Bradford, Dick. He's a new player for Lafayette. He's playing fullback, and they think Bradford will be a big key to the Lafayette offense. Bradford, a big kid, standing in there. Now they go pro set with a slot to this side. As the ball is given to Bradford. Bradford running over people to the 35-yard line inside the 35, where he's knocked down by Lauer along with Oselli of Tates Creek, but not before he churns out a couple more yards.
Jesse Bradford, a sophomore, started the season at the defensive end, but Coach Tom Fee has switched him to the fullback position, and Tom Fee told me that really Jesse Bradford has taken over a leadership role on the team. He's the rah-rah guy in the huddle, gets the team motivated and pumped up, and had a good carry that time.
All right, we get over this side. This is Vic Johnson, comes to a tight end right as the call is given to, here's a big play by Cooke, and Cooke is being wrestled down, but not before he picks up good yardage past the 30 inside the 20-yard line. Beautiful inside play by Cooke as he took that handoff and rambled.
Running right over the center, number 58, Andy Bischoff, brought down by Jimmy Bailey. Doug Cooke, a doubtful player for this game. He suffered a neck injury in an automobile accident about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but he made a good carry there as a good hole. Opened up for the Lafayette offensive line. They have their first down of the game. Ball at about the 24-yard line.
Call it first down, 10 yards to go as Lafayette's Billy Martin, the quarterback, sends Jeff Neal wide to this side, ends inside on the left side, I-formation backfield against the 6-man defensive front. Here's given off to Doug Cooke. This time they meet him and bring him down inside Tates Creek territory as Melvin Lear gets up the stack for Tates Creek. Nice run, but he only picked up 1 yard. Call it second down and 9 yards to go.
Johnny Green, number 55, also in on the hit for Tates Creek. Lafayette taking the opening kickoff, return by Antwayne George and moving right down the field against Tates Creek.
Lafayette looks very strong, Dick, inside their offensive line as Sonny Mills, Andy Bischoff, Tawn Snyder, and others are opening big gapes in the line. Here we go with giving off here to Cooke. Cooke has an opening down to the 10-yard line. Beautiful, beautiful running by Cooke as he ran behind Jesse Bradford.
Stan, I believe it was Jesse Bradford on the carry. Got a good hole opened up on the right side by David Kirkland and John Cox. And Jesse Bradford showing what he can do in his first start of the year at the tailback position. Got the ball down to the 10-yard line, first down and goal. Jesse Bradford.
Running very hard. Jeff Neal goes wide to that side. Now he's tied in. This is Devney on this side. Lines up at a tight end. Pro set backfield. They give it to Bradford. Bradford running over people. Still on his feet inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line as Jesse Bradford looking very strong.
Getting off the bottom of the stack for Tates Creek, number 20, Chris Lauer. But Jesse Bradford, a very hard runner. Got the ball down to about the 5, but Coach Tom Fay was very high on Bradford. He saw him earlier in the year against Shelby County, almost bring down the Tinsley from Shelby County, and showed he had some speed. And Fee said he had to get Bradford in the offensive backfield, and it's paying off here in the first quarter.
Anthony Lindsay lines up at a defensive tackle for Tates Creek. Here's Bradford. Touchdown!
Dan, I believe it was number 30, Doug
Cooke instead of Bradford. You're right, Dick. I know it's the fullback. Give it to Doug Cooke as he blasted over the left tackle for the touchdown.
Running right over Tawn Snyder, the left guard, and also David Kirkland. Good hole open on the left side. Lafayette's on the board first.
So give it 6-0 as Lafayette looked very strong, taking the football from their own 35-yard line, marching all the way down. Without passing the football, they knocked Tates Creek off on the first series of downs and took it all the way in. Nice offensive surge by Lafayette. Holding will be Martin, kicking the football. It's up, and it's good. As Tim Chesney puts it through, it's now Lafayette 7 and Tates Creek nothing.
Well, Lafayette looking very impressive on their first drive. They had good field position. They moved it right down the field against Tates Creek. Tates Creek has been a slow starting team this year, but Lafayette has been an up-and-down team. And this is the week. If they follow the course of what has happened during the course of this year, this should be their up week. And if you can't get up for Tates Creek, Stan, you really can't get up for anybody.
Well, they probably were down last week, Dick. That may have been a reason that they lost to Madison Central. They might have been looking at this game right here tonight. So they're really putting it on the line, playing real fine, inspired offensive football at this juncture.
Well, that's been their weak point this year, is the offensive side of the field. They've had a hard time moving the football, but looked very impressive once again on that opening drive.
Jesse Bradford looked real tough, didn't he? Kicking off will be Tim Chesney or Danny Subal for Lafayette. As it is taken and fumbled and knocked down. The ball was taken by Fleener, looks like, and so he's knocked down. Lafayette comes down on good pursuit.
Great play by number 28, Van Johnson. Down there. And Tates Creek will start for their first offensive drive of the night.
We'll see one of the better quarterbacks in the state in Scott Etter. He's a fine passer, reads the defense very well, Dick, and he'll most certainly try to get Tates Creek on the board. The center for Tates Creek is Jim Crusby. J.D. Kermo will line up at one left guard. As we go to play, this is Bailey. Wide out to this side, ends inside on that side. Pro set in the backfield as it's given off inside to Demetrius Wingate, and Wingate, the first man through, comes up, gets 4 or 5 yards on that one. They gave him 2, though, I believe, and so it should be, no, they gave him 5, make it second down and about 5 yards to go. Ball placed on the 30-yard line.
Tackles made by number 55, Tawn Snyder, from his linebacker position. Good run by Wingate. Does not carry the ball all that much, but when he does, he is very effective. He's a good runner.
Tim Jones, along with Wingate, are the pro setbacks, as Etter will call his play. Bailey lines up wide to this side. It's to Wingate. Flag. Here's Wingate, though, picking up motion. Picking up yardage, rather. I thought there might have been a flag on the play, but evidently not. Knocked down by Chesney of Lafayette, Devney, rather, of Lafayette, as he came up and met the charge.
Also, number 39, Brian Sonka, in on the hit for Lafayette. First down, though, for Tates Creek.
Well, Dick, so far both teams showing very effective ground games as Lafayette did not put the ball up, and so far Tates Creek on their first possession has not put the ball up either. This looks like it may be a passing formation as they split Bailey wide to this side, Bates wide to that side. Pro set, here we go to Jones. Watch Jones go. Jones tries to find running room at the 40, does for a little bit, but he's knocked down by Lafayette as they move up very quickly, and that, of course, was John Devney playing very good on that right end position. Running the play out of bounds, they pick up what should be about 6, make it 5 yards, should be second down, and approximately 5 yards left to go as the clock is stopped at this juncture with 6 minutes, 16 seconds left to go first quarter. Tates Creek looking very strong. They have Hill, Kermode, Johnny Bates wide to that side. Hill is wide to this side. Pro set backfield again as Eder calls the signals. Looking over the 6-man defensive front. Here we go to Wingate. Wingate finds room at the 50, to the 45, may go all the way to the 30, 25, may go as he's knocked down very nicely by number 34, Johnny Robinson, or Wingate had it.
Stan, he put a move on Marcus Hill, completely fake Marcus Hill out of his shoes. Great run by Demetrius Wingate. Like I said, does not carry the ball that much on the year, only 103 yards. But when he gets his hands on the ball, he's very tough. He made a great run on a screen pass last week against Kaywood. And boy, what a great hole opened up at that Tates Creek offensive line. If it wasn't for Johnny Robinson, Wingate would have had 6.
You better believe it. Chris Hayworth now is our new wide receiver to that side. This is Bailey again wide to this side as Eder will call the play back to throw, looking over his tight end, looking, and going to be almost sacked, is sacked. Beautiful by Tawn Snyder, among others for Lafayette as they split the gap and came in and nailed him.
Number 82, David Biroschik, also in on the hit for Lafayette. All-City defensive end from a year ago, putting pressure on Scott Eder. Scott Eder has a very quick release, and you got to give credit to the Lafayette secondary for good coverage on that play.
Also saw Dan Houlihan, number 37, in on that one. So 5-18 as Tates Creek tried to look downfield. They are very effective at looking over the tight end. Chris Lauer now wide into that side, along with Bailey wide into this side, as Eder will look over the defense, which is a 5-2. Eder calls his play inside trap. We go to Wingate as he trapped inside, and he picked up about 4 or 5 yards inside. Very nice play.
You're watching Fayette County Schools Television, Channel 13 in Lexington.
Chris Hayworth is a wide end to that side. Lafayette needs to stop Tates Creek. As here we go to Jones, and they do stop him. Beautiful tackle by Lafayette as they met the charge inside. Boy, what a move as Lafayette came up. Nearly that whole inside line for Lafayette. Antwayne George was one of them, among others.
Andy Bischoff also. So Tates Creek will be faced with a 4th down as Lafayette's defense got very, very stingy after that run by Wingate. Really stopped Tates Creek dead in their tracks. John Bates on for a field goal. It looks like it's going to be about a 34-yarder for Bates. Well, it's well within his range.
That's the first time either team has been stopped. They stopped at about the 18-yard line. Lafayette did Tates Creek. There's the ball snapped. The placement is, the kick is short, so Tates Creek does not get on the scoreboard, and our score remains at 3:31 left to go first quarter. It's Lafayette 7, Tates Creek nothing.
Stan, there's lightning being seen around the Ishmael Stadium area. We hope the bypasses. There is a threat of rain tonight. Right now, the weather is ideal as Lafayette will take a timeout. Temperature, it's been hot all day, maybe a little hot for these players, but hopefully the rain will stay away for this game. Tates Creek Lafayette, as we have our second district game of the year. Lafayette looking very impressive. The insertion of Jesse Bradford seemed to put life into that Lafayette offense, as he made a couple of big carries on that first drive before Doug Cooke finished it off with a 3-yard touchdown run. You're just joining us, Tates Creek, Lafayette. Big district game, big rivalry. Lafayette has won the last 2 games. The last time Tates Creek won was a couple of years ago in a thrilling ball game won by Tates Creek 28-25. One of the best games ever played between these 2 schools. Ron Mack of Tates Creek making a last gasp drive in the closing minutes to pull out the victory. But since then, it's been all Lafayette. As a matter of fact, Lafayette has not lost to a city team in the last 2 years.
And they're starting off with a bang tonight. As Billy Martin calls the signals, gives off, faked inside to Cooke and kept to Johnson, and Johnson gets a little bit, but good pursuit by Melvin Lair.
Number 20, Chris Lauer, made a good open field tackle on Vic Johnson.
So call it a gain of about, he got more than I thought, Dick, as they're going to give him credit for 6 yards. Call it 2nd down and 4 yards left to go.
When you have the speed of Vic Johnson, Stan, you can make yards in a hurry. 4.4 speed in the 40. A lot of colleges looking at him as a major college player, included among them, from what I hear, the University of Kentucky.
Well, that's certainly true. He's a quality athlete. I tell you what, Bradford's in the football game now as they're trying to slow down Lafayette. Lafayette is going to be called for a penalty, I believe. It's too much time. We'll wait and see, but I think it's time on Lafayette. And so it'll cost them 5 yards. Instead of 2nd and 4, they'll make it about 2nd down and roughly 9 yards left to go. The ball will be placed on Lafayette's 20-yard line. Hash mark toward us. This is Doug Cooke as they interchange Cooke along with Bradford. Cooke has been a starter for most of the year. They have inserted Bradford for this particular football game, and he's done a very good job for Lafayette so far. This will be Billy Martin calling the signals as they have a pro eye. They fake inside. They keep to Martin. Martin runs the option very well as he goes outside Tates Creek's inner defense and picks up around 9 yards, where it'll be about 2nd down and roughly 2 or 3 yards left to go.
Brought down by number 10, David Browning, from his safety position, and number 19, John Burt.
So
but a good run by Billy Martin.
Good option there as he faked inside and froze the linebacker's dick for Tates Creek and took off. He did get his first down. He picked up more than I thought.
Martin is being pushed for the starting position at quarterback by a junior, Billy McCord, but Martin's playing in this first quarter like he wants to keep that job, Stan.
And Lafayette playing power football right now as they go to Bradford. Bradford running over people, still on his feet after he crosses the 40 to the 45-yard line, where he's knocked down by Chris Lauer, but not before he picks up good yardage.
Jesse Bradford once again into the Tates Creek secondary before they can bring him down. Broke a couple of tackles. They're out to the 46. Bradford plays with reckless abandon. A lot of youthful spirit Bradford puts into this Lafayette offense, and it seems like, Stan, we've seen Lafayette a couple of times this year, and this is the most life we've seen out of their offensive unit all year.
Well, they're really firing off the football. That offensive line is really pushing Tates Creek back. Here we go to Johnson. Johnson running wide, has running room down the 40 to the 38-yard line. Beautiful run by Johnson as he's knocked out by Demetrius Wingate, but not before he does damage to Tates Creek. Right now, Lafayette running it well against Tates Creek.
A flag on the play. It looks like this one will be called back. Could be either a hold or a clip against Lafayette. We'll have to wait and see. As you can see, they are. It was a clipping call against Lafayette. 15-yard penalty. They're mixing it up well, too. They're going up the middle, then out. Mixing it up inside and outside, keeping Tates Creek a little off balance here in the first quarter.
Jeff Neal splits wide to that side. They have a pro set as we go to, here's Cooke looking deep, finding, going to be intercepted as it's picked off by Tates Creek. And I can't catch his number, Dick. Who is that? Number 10, that's Browning. Browning for Tates Creek picks him off as Tawn Snyder knocked him out of bounds. What a break for the Creek.
Lafayette trying to go to the halfback option pass. Doug Cooke, a quarterback when he was in junior high school, was woefully short with the pass. David Browning was there, picked it off at about his 50, rambled 30 yards before Lafayette could stop him. And now Tates Creek with a big break. They're first of the game, 1st and 10 at the Lafayette 20.
What a break for Tates Creek just when they needed it, Dick. What a break. This crowd has come alive on this side as well as the Tates Creek side. People are packing in.
It's been an exciting first quarter.
Yes, sir. It's been an exciting quarter. You can say that again. I believe it will. Bailey wide to this side. Here's Etter. Let's see what he can do with the ball on the 30-yard line. Here we go back to Jones. Jones running wide, trying to find running room. Does a little bit as Johnson tripped him up, and he was finished off by number 75 for Lafayette. Comes up very quickly on that stop. That's Johnny Cox, but not before the elusive Tim Jones picks up what should be about 4 or 5 yards on the play. They give him 5, make it 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
Good blocking that time by the left tackle, number 79, Ron Hill. And the elusive, you mentioned the perfect word to describe Tim Jones, elusive.
Well, they look
Picked
like...
up good yardage.
Sorry, Dick, they look like they may pass. Chris Lauer wide to that side. This is Bailey over here as Etter will call. Fake inside to Demetrius Wingate. Nice inside tackling as they go to that trap play again. Knocked down inside by David Biroschik as the quarter will come to a close. That's the end of our first quarter with our score here at Ishmael Stadium. Lafayette 7, Tates Creek nothing.